Imagine, a few thousand years ago, a man dreams in a cave. In the dream, his dead father comes back to life and speaks to him. When the man wakes up, he says to those around him, confused and horrified, "How could my father be dead? But he spoke to me in a dream." From these simple experiences, the first ideas about the soul and life after death were formed. From the very beginning, dreams have shaped not only individual lives, but also beliefs and cultures. Now back to today. Despite thousands of articles and scientific advances, we still don't have a definitive answer to this question: why do we dream? We spend about a third of our lives sleeping. That means if we live to be 90, we'll have slept for about 30 years. Of that time, about 10 years will be spent just dreaming. But why do we really need all these dreams? Sleep is not simple. Our bodies go through 90-minute cycles throughout the night: light sleep, deep sleep, and a special stage called REM, rapid eye movement. In this stage, the brain is almost as active as when we're awake. The eyes move behind the eyelids. The body is paralyzed so that we don't act out the movements of the dream, and most of our dreams occur in this phase. Even animals dream. In the lab, when researchers studied the brain activity of a sleeping rat, they saw exactly the same patterns activated as when the rat was running through a maze. That is, the animal is also reliving the experience while asleep. In the 19th century, Sigmund Freud called dreams highways to the unconscious. He said that every dream is full of symbols: snakes, water, flying, all metaphors for hidden desires and fears. For example, seeing a fly can be a sign of freedom or escaping from limitations. Carl Jung, Freud's student and later rival, had a different view. He believed that dreams are not just about the individual psyche, but also about the collective unconscious. That is, symbols such as the hero, the wise old man, or the shadow are repeated in all cultures. For Jung, dreams can even be a warning. Sometimes they symbolically show the future. Today, science is increasingly focused on the functioning of the brain. One of the most important theories, sleep helps us to consolidate learning and daily memories. A famous example, a 2010 experiment with a complex game. A group of participants dreamed about the game during their sleep. The next day, their performance was up to 10 times better. This means that sleep is like a night training workshop for the brain. Even students who study before an exam get better grades if they get enough sleep between studying and the exam. Another theory, sleep is for cleansing the brain. Millions of neural connections are made every day. If they remain, the brain becomes cluttered and inefficient. During sleep, the brain removes weak or redundant connections. Researchers have discovered that during deep sleep, cerebrospinal fluid, like a wave, washes brain cells and removes waste. Some even say that prolonged sleep deprivation may increase the risk of brain diseases such as Alzheimer's. But why is sleep so full of escape and fear? According to the threat simulation theory, our brains practice dangerous situations while we sleep. In the Stone Age, this meant running away from a lion or fighting an enemy. Today, we might experience the same reaction in chase and run dreams. During REM, the brain specifically activates the amygdala, the part responsible for fear and anxiety responses. Sometimes sleep is not for survival, but for creativity. A chemist cuckoo dreamed of a snake biting its own tail, which led to the discovery of the ring structure of benzene. Paul McCartney heard the melody of Yesterday in a dream and then wrote it down. Even Mary Shelley wrote the story of Frankenstein after a frightening dream. The mind in sleep lets go of everyday constraints and allows ideas to combine freely. Nightmares may be scary, but they are a natural part of sleep. They can be a way to safely deal with anxiety. For example, when you fall from a height in your dream and wake up, your brain is practicing the flight response. But if nightmares become frequent and affect your daily life, they may be a sign of a disorder like PTSD or a sleep disorder. It's interesting to note that children have more nightmares than adults, Perhaps because their brains are still learning and processing fears. So, why do we dream? But to consolidate learning, to clear the brain, to marine response to threat, for inspiration and creativity, or perhaps a combination of all of these. The truth is that no one has a definitive answer yet, and perhaps it is this mystery that makes dreams so fascinating. Perhaps right now, at this very moment, someone is dreaming a dream that will one day reveal a great scientific or artistic secret. And until that day, one thing is certain: we will continue to dream, and we will continue to search for the secret of dreams.